Check out this beast. 93 model, 250 Kawasaki Ninja. I picked this thing up a couple of years ago, mostly because it was really cheap and it had a clear title. But this thing was literally, my son and I went to pick it up and it was in 5-gallon buckets. I put it back together, just slapped the motor in there to keep the parts together mostly, and so I could roll it around all in one piece. But yeah, the motor was in a bucket. Everything was torn down. But I do have most of the stuff for it, and I thought if by some chance it would run, this would make a nice little custom. Some kind of bob or something with it. But first things first, we need to see if the motor even turns. The guy said when he took it apart that it did run. He actually took it apart because he was going to make it into an electric motorcycle. Apparently either that was over his head or he just lost interest because it ended up in a barn in buckets. But we'll see if the motor turns over. If it's locked up, I've got another motor I might put in it. Either way, we can use the frame, something. It's not a total loss. And like I said, we have the title.
Universal.
It's like a paint gun wrench. That's my paint gun wrench. It's just the first thing I had that would fit in there. All right, my son's out in the garage now. We're going to pop the cover there over the flywheel bolt and see if this thing will turn over.
Oh, yeah.
If she's completely stuck, you know, this project may
Be shortly.
before it even gets started. Go the other way. Try that. Is it stuck that way?
Yeah.
Ew.
That sounds nasty.
Go back, since it wouldn't. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's stuck.
It's hit something solid in there, so we may have something seriously broke. Well, we'll drop it down out of there, get it on the workbench, and tear that motor down. Maybe throw it in the recycle bin.
Hopefully not.
We had to stop the other night because it was dinner time, and then we never got to back working at it. So it's the weekend now. The bottom end of the motor looked good. And so I'm figuring since the crank turns, you know, weighs one way and weighs the other, we probably got a stuck valve is what's holding it up. So we're going to start on the top end, see what we find. Okay. Rip that baby apart.
Break these loose. And there you have it.
Let's see what we got in here. That's actually looking pretty promising. I figured it might be a rusted mess in there.
A little dirty.
You know, and put the camera down, we'll rotate it around, see if it's a valve that's what's hanging up. Okay, we looked at it. It's not a stuck valve, so we're going to dig in deeper. Take the cams out. Took the timing chain tensioner off. Okay, set those cam caps in order. Why don't you start setting them over here to the side? Get them out of your way.
That's new whistles haven't.
Sounds like it.
Unless that's the new air raid siren.
Did I not loosen that one? Thought I did, but loosen that other bolt. Okay. Yeah, set them like you take them out.
Yeah. Thanks, Aiden.
Now watch it, your cams are loose now. Well, you still got that one cap on the far side, don't you? And just pull the cam out and pivot it out from under the chain. Watch that top one so it don't drop completely out.
You alright?
That's your little rocker on. Here, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead and take it out, but keep them with their respective cam caps. There you go. You got to keep this stuff in order. There you go. There, all the rocker stuff is out. Gonna go in and pull the head next. See how bad things look inside there. All right, pull them out.
Got one. Where'd you put
Right over there.
I'll try not to.
Take the top. Oh, you got water leaking out of the. Ooh. Is that water leaking out? Take the mallet there and tap the top of it. Is it coming loose?
No.
That takes the cylinder off too.
Oh.
We just
It's
want...
resting 4x4. We need to...
Yeah, don't pull the cylinder off if you can keep from it.
Well, it's going to come off. Because that's the part that wants to come off.
Yeah, I see that. All right, we popped the head off. Looks like there's just a bunch of crap down in the cylinder. See if that thing will turn over now.
Where's the...
Watch that chain. It'll... I think it was just... Did it lock up again?
It locked up.
Okay. Pull that, back it off a little bit. Okay, lift that cylinder up off there.
Oh, it's gonna get that shit down.
I'm not thinking it. Well, hang on. We'll get the shop vac clean.
Right?
Yeah, pull her off there. Will those guides slide down through there?
Just think,
Okay, just set that stuff aside.
I'm gonna spin it.
Just roll it around by hand. You should be able to turn the with the flywheel. Is what I meant.
The chain's getting off. There we go.
That the chain again, or
No.
that was just the piston hitting, right?
Yeah, it was getting stuck. I think it's fine. Other than getting caught on itself trying to spin on our engine. And it pulled his gasket off.
Hey, it's free. Looks like that little bit of debris on the top of the cylinder was what was jamming it up. How's the cylinder walls look? Totally screwed?
No, I mean...
Ooh, that's not good. Let me see it. Yeah, I'll have to clean it up and take a closer look. You run a hone down through it. But at least the bottom end of the motor's free, so it's not a total loss. We'll dig a little deeper and clean it up and see what we got. And those are sleeves, so could be sleeved if we need it. Well, we'll see what we can find out. Well, I ran a hone in that cylinder, and there's a section that is totally screwed up. Just rusted down. There's no way that'll clean up without an oversized piston. So, and the piston itself looks a little rough. The valves are, the rings are jacked up. The piston might be salvageable. What I'm going to do now is it's not a total loss because the bottom end of this thing seems to be in really good condition. So what we'll do, just see about finding a good used cylinder, maybe a piston, and going from there. And that'll probably conclude the first part of this build till I can find some parts and see what we can come up with for this. Till next time. I wanted to add one more thing before I finish this video out. I got onto eBay and there is they built this 250 Ninja the same from like 88 to 2007, I believe. So there's a ton of parts out there. Lots of cylinders for sale, but they all look about like this one. They've all got some kind of damage. So I happened to be looking at Kawasaki's schematics and realized that these are drop-in sleeves. So I brought it over to the vet shop, put it in the press, and look at that. You can just pop them right out. Sleeves, you have to order them straight from Kawasaki, but they are still available, it says. So we should be able to just drop a new sleeve in that hole and that cylinder will be like new. So this project is definitely still a go. Going to clean up the bottom end, clean up the case, get this fixed, start reassembling. It should be fun. I've got Davis trying to come up with some ideas of what we need to do with the rest of the bike, but it should be an interesting project.